all to know that I'm gay, but I'm not as gay as Scott. Just fair warning. Wow. It's a hard act to follow, he really is. Just a little aside, I have to explain what I'm wearing. As all gay men have, sort of fashion consultants, girlfriends who, sort of are there for you when you need to get some fashion advice. And I called a friend today and I said, I really need to know what to wear tonight. And she said, what's the occasion? And I said, well, I'm going to go publicly humiliate myself. And she said, well, don't you work for the House of Reps? Just wear what you wear to work. So, here we are. I have a license in my wallet that basically says that I'm 40 years old. But my poetic license says that I'm a 13-year-old girl. Confused girl. 20 years ago, I every time I had a crush on a boy, I would just write poems. And I had this really awful habit of reading these poems at the most awkward times, before surgery, or, a funeral, you name it. And I thought it was really cool back then, when you start dating, you think they're kind of it. So, I was 19, I had a yellow sports Walkman, I drove a 1989 Nissan Sentra, brand new. And I was kind of aloof, and so I met this guy named Aaron, and he really liked me, but I was sort of playing it cool, and I wrote this poem about Aaron, and I read it to him. Twist off passion, no can opener. I attack you and do all the things I'm always thinking of doing. Excuse me for saying it, but I enjoyed it so very much. Your touch made me forget that it was temporary. And that's very scary, because fooling myself takes the desire off the shelf and makes me feel indestructibly wonderful. Because I'm 19, and not only do I know what I want, I finally know what I can get. And the two aren't very different from one another. And that's gratifying. Almost satisfying. But never earth-shattering. Oh well, can't win them all. So Aaron took the hint, he fled with my sports Walkman. And then I started to sort of go the other way. I met a guy named Raffaello, an Italian, and he was just, someone I was really crushing over. He just wasn't really feeling me, He told me that I was too intense, and I didn't really knew what he meant by that, and so I decided, in response to that, I would write him a poem. On a crowded subway car in Boston. The title was Bitter. There's no cream, so I'll drink it black. I cared, so it's not coming back. Because that's life's disguised reward. Give it up before you're bored. So much growth, my clothes just rip. A sting of vodka on my lip. Alcoholic, by the way. Here now, in my moment of thought, the ink, paper, are all I've got. Scribbling in this foreign nation without the sweet justification. Though strong, wait for it, strong, oh so strong, on the supply. So exit Raffaello. And now I'm sort of in my early 20s, and I meet this guy Brian, who's like hot, he's like Harry. And I mean the whole nine, the uniform, the badge, the gun, the wife, the kids. And we had fun, and then all of a sudden he wanted to break it off. Apparently he wasn't into having a possibly alcoholic, poetic 20-year-old boyfriend. And but before I let him break it off, I decided to call him at his home during dinner. We have a wife and kids in the background. This actually happened. And the title of this is Malnutrition, and I read this to him over the phone. The wife saying, who's on the phone? What can I say? What can I do? This isn't helping. And another helping leaves me sick, never full. Damn it! Now, not a second later. Come on, kiss a hater. How dare you introduce and seduce every night in my aching alcoholic sleep. Filthy clothes in a massive heap. Do you know what I mean? That's what I thought. Ryan sent a goodbye letter, which the state of Massachusetts calls a restraining order. I was really conflicted at that point, and my anger kind of turned to apathy. So I wrote this. This poem is really weird. Baking soda emotions. This is what you write when a cock breaks. Baking soda emotions in a glass of cloudy nothing, wet, indescribable brew, which I drink and therefore vomit. Misinterpreted as they roll across my tongue, so not me as they clear my teeth and leap into your curious, disinterested continence. Deflated, I stop so abruptly, an orgasm without incident. Neat, clean, logical, you groove on the silence I finally give you. I exit, door shuts, alone I begin again my monologue of baking soda emotions. So finally there was Casey. Now Casey was a great guy. I mean, he had it all. I mean, he was just sweet and, you know, adorable, but then in dating Casey I met somebody else, and let's just say he had more to offer, and maybe the audience know what I'm talking about. And we ended up in this sort of love triangle, me and this other guy and Casey, and so the resulting poem was called Confused. I'm listening to this music for inspiration because I have all this great shit to say, meaningful shit. Only problem is it all gets caught up in this tip of my tongue traffic jam. Oh, if I could just say it, I'd sing it, and you would remember how I felt and how I feel. As easy as remembering a fucking commercial. 60 seconds of hype or 6 hours of sex. Where does the difference lie? In my bed, that's where. It doesn't lie to my face. If I could just introduce you to him, he's great. He lets me stifle him, strangle him, suffocate him with my mediocrity. He's here now, and of course you're not. So no introductions tonight. The one that's crying right now, that's him. And just listening to him in this room, by myself, I think, he's what I'm all about. These words are mine, these feelings his, these tears, well, I guess we share. I think I will call him Confused, and call you when he leaves, and it's easier to settle for less. Thank you.